Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I want to show you a cool new way of practicing arpeggios, which I don't think you've tried before. And to do it, we're going to take advantage of the common notes amongst diatonic arpeggios. Very quickly now, without getting into all the theory, what are diatonic arpeggios? Well, with any scale, in this case a major scale, and to be specific a C major scale, which is made up only of natural notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, I can build a chord over each of the notes of the scale. That's what harmonizing a scale means. And if you do it to a major scale, you'll end up with the following sequence of chords: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished. This works of course in any key, but if we do it in C major, we'll end up with the following triads: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, and A minor and B diminished. These are our 7 chords, and we can use these chords to practice, of course, our arpeggios. And here's the cool part: if we were to play them sequentially, so from C to D to E to F, in any order, it can go up or down. So if I'm here in C, I could go down to B diminished, A minor, G major, F major, E minor, D minor, and C major again. What you see is I'm always changing positions. An arpeggio here, one here, one here. They're all different, they're all discrete, they don't share any notes. But there's another way of doing it, which is that if you don't move by seconds or sevenths, so from one chord to the one right next to it, and instead you move from that chord to one that is a fourth or a fifth away, you have one shared note. For example, from C, if I go to the fourth or fifth chord, in this case F or G, let's go with G. This note here, the G, is shared by both chords. We have 15, 12, 13, 12 for the C, and then 15, 10, 12, 12. And it's one common note, the G. If I were to go to F, it would be the same thing, the common note would be C. But here's the other fun part, which is that if you move away a third or a sixth, so from C to either A minor or to E minor, you have 2 shared notes. And I can demonstrate it really quickly. If I'm in C major and I go to E minor, it's almost the same thing. 15, 12, 13, 12 for C major, 15, 12, 12, 12 for E minor. So you see it's very, very similar. We're going to use this to do a whole exercise, an arpeggio workout that slowly moves across the fretboard. And today I'm going to demonstrate it for you in thirds, so we'll go from C to E to G and so on, and we're going to walk our way down the fretboard. And if you want to try with sixth, it will give you an ascending one. As a matter of fact, if you're on my Patreon, I will make a little extra video for you where I'll detail some variations on this. So if you're there, check it out in a couple of days. If not, feel free to join me there. There's a link below. Anyway, let's begin. And for today's video, we're going to focus on 3-string arpeggios. I won't give you all the shapes because it will be beyond the scope of this video, but of course there will be a tab and you can follow along. And the idea here is very simple. As we said, we're going to start from our harmonized major scale, and we're going to play the first arpeggio, C major, skip the second, up to the third, which is E minor, skip the fourth, then up to G, B diminished, D minor, F major, A minor, and then it will start again from C major. So our first arpeggio again is C major. We go 15, 12, 13, 12, 13, 12. Now the third chord from C, which is a third up, is E minor, and it's almost the same thing as we saw earlier. It's 15, 12, 12, 12. Then from E minor we go to G, and again it's very similar. We just lower the first string from the 12th fret to the 10th, from E to D, and we end up with this. And then for B diminished, we lower the Fs, which are 13th fret on the first and 10th fret of the third. And then we go to D minor, which again, from this we just lower the second string 2 frets to 13, 10, 10, 10. And we can keep going like this. I won't bore you with every single chord, but I will demonstrate these first ones for you so you see how smooth the movement is. We go from C major, E minor, G major, B diminished, D minor, and so on. So now let's play all of them for you really slowly. These are for you to learn, not for me to show off. And so here's all the arpeggios, starting from this C all the way down to the bottom of the fretboard by using alternating thirds from the C major scale. And there you have it, all your arpeggios from the 12th fret all the way down. Make sure you also practice it from higher up, and you can try different sets of strings and even different shapes of arpeggios you might know. It's really endless when you get to it. If you're not a sweep player, I'm not, so I'm not really into sweep picking, but it's still very useful because it gives you a perspective on chords, of course, but also on the sound, on resolutions and all that, especially if you then explore the fourths and the fifths and even the seconds and sevenths. So there's a lot of work to do here. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you learned something new and you'd like to support the channel, there's all kinds of links below. I of course would love to have you on my Patreon, but also you can get the books and listen to the music. But no matter what, I'll see you next week for more. Thank you very much for watching until the end of the video, and see you soon.